Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It's Troy, and today we're going to put together a mobile welding station with a welder included. Stick around. The two items we're going to put together for our mobile welding station are two items we got from Harbor Freight. The purpose behind this is to have a mobile welding station all together with a cart, with a flat top to be able to work on, a station to be able to work on in one of our other buildings, where we often have to go to a piece of equipment with work to weld up a piece. So we really needed something that was very mobile and kind of multi-use. So we did these two things, and we were hoping to do this kind of budget friendly as well, but get brand new. We went to Harbor Freight. We got this US General 30-inch service cart. Has one drawer in it, so we'll be able to store our stuff in it. And I think we're going to do a slight modification to it to make it where we can work on top of it. And then we purchased this MIG 170 from Titanium. This is a dual voltage welder, which is one of the reasons why we got this welder. And it is a MIG welder, so we're going to have to hook the gas up to it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get it apart. We're going to look at everything, set it all up, do a little bit of welding with this. We'll assemble the cart, and then we'll put it together as a mobile welding cart or a mobile welding station. We're going to open this up. We're not going to go through an unboxing and a review of how it's packaged and all that kind of fun stuff. Simply just going to put this on time lapse, assembling the cart, and then we'll see the final product here in just 1 second. Our cart is fully assembled, except for a couple things. We'll just tell you up front. One of the things that we're not going to do is put these handles in. These handles are supposed to go on each end with the cart and to be able to push it around and everything. The reason for that is we're going to put a metal top on top of this, a flat metal surface on here. So we've got to make some tabs and then bolt a new surface on top of here. But the cart is done. I'll go ahead and say this. It was a little bit more involved than I thought it might be, a little bit more difficult. The instructions were okay. They didn't do anything on the instructions that were out of order or anything like that, but it was a little bit involved. I like the drawer. I think what we're going to do here, this is going to be a welding cart or a mobile welding station, so all our welding supplies are going to go inside here. Has keys in case you want to lock it up. So casters are good. It's got all swivel casters with lockers on 2 of them, which makes it able to move in any direction. I was really glad to see that. Overall, it kind of, I hate to say it is what it is, but it's a nice little mobile cart, and I think it's going to work great for our situation. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the welder, see how everything kind of fits into here, and how we're going to put this all together to make this a full mobile welding station. Here is our MIG 170. It's our titanium MIG 170. Now you kind of understand why the cart is the color it is. Of course, you guys knew we were going to pick this color anyway with all our Deutsch stuff, so this is going to match in really good. Plus, it's the titanium, kind of goes with it. So we're going to unbox the MIG 170 welder, get it out, get it set up, set it inside the cart, and then we'll fire it up and weld with it, see how it works. All right, we got the welder out of the box, sitting inside the cart right now, in the top of it. I got to tell you, this thing is not light. It's a nice compact welder, but it's well put together. I'm really pleased with that. So let's talk about what it comes with. So because this is a dual voltage welder, it comes automatically with the 220, and then it comes with the adapter cord as well. So you can plug into 110 straight from here. And I think that's great. One of the things I like about this machine too is with the dual voltage, you don't have to select anything. You plug it in, it knows whether it has 110 or 220 and automatically goes from there. One of the other things that I was excited it came with an extra drive wheel for the MIG wire inside, so the feeder or drive wheel. So that was really cool. It came with extra there. Got the regulator with the knob on it right there. A decent little regulator. I'm pretty pleased with that. So that'll get installed. You got the regulator hose. You do have to put that together. And then this is our ground clamp. Again, it kind of is what it is. It's not extra heavy duty. This is a MIG 170. This is not a monster welder. You could get another, and I wouldn't go against it to say to get another ground clamp or ground lead, but I think this will do just fine if we want to upgrade. This does have the copper that goes in between the two, so it's not a one-sided. It will ground from either side. So if you got one surface that's a little rough and one surface that's good, this will ground just fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to get some weld wire. We're going to get the hose and the tank and everything fixed up. We'll see if our concern is okay, that we were worried that this might not fit underneath, but I think we're going to be just fine. So let's get that all put together and see if we can get it all set up and go. We have the cart assembled. Now we're going to do a few things to the cart. I'll explain that here in just a little bit. But we got the cart assembled. We're happy that the welder fit in there really nicely. We got the bottle gas on the back side. Again, we're going to do something different with that as well. Hooked up to our 220. So the machine automatically knows that it's running on 220. We've got a piece set up here on our titanium modular fixture table, welding table, and we got it clamped down. I got the settings pretty well set on the welder. The only thing left to do is to weld. So we're going to turn it on. The side door, like on almost every welder, tells you your wire feed speed, all the other settings that you need to have on your welder. Unlike the Vulcan kind of just says dial in what you're welding and it does it itself. You kind of have to do that on the MIG 170, but that's okay. That's not that big a deal. And some of it is you kind of learn as you go. We're running 030 solid MIG wire on a brand new machine. So we got the wire fed through, got the welder set up, we've got gas, we've got electric, we've got settings, we've got metal. The only thing left to do is to weld. That could be my childhood, I don't know. Just don't feel anything anymore. Yeah, sure.
Oh, I was already recording.
We did 2 welds. The second weld was this repair or fill weld. And again, we're using 030, not always the greatest in filling. You can see, again, I am not a professional welder. But you can see this laid down some really nice bead through there. You know, it might take a second pass to repair that. And then the other side, we did a weld at an angle and inside angle, and that turned out really nice as well. And that's first pass, first time with this machine, first time on the table. Yeah, we threw a little splatter out there, but we sprayed it down. We'll continue to take care of the table. It should be no problem there, but very pleased with how the welder performed on those 2 welds right there. So let's talk about the things we liked and didn't like. I'm going to start with the cart. The only thing I would say about the cart is that the fasteners are cheap. Yes, I used a little impact. I didn't go too ugga-dugga with it. Broke 2 of the fasteners. We had to go find a couple of them. That would be about the only thing I would say. It is pretty involved as far as putting the cart together goes, but I'm really happy with everything else on it. Now to the welder. The MiG 170, I may have gotten spoiled because we have the Vulcan Omni Pro 220, and there's a lot of it that's just plug and play on it that's not on this machine. But the first thing that caught me was the on switch is on the back. So to weld, you turn it on, you go to the front, do your settings. It's just a little inconvenience, and I'm sure I'll get used to it. It's not that big a deal, but it would be nice to just have the switch on the front. Again, I've gotten used to the Omni Pro. The Omni Pro, you say, okay, well, I'm going to weld 1/8 steel, and you dial it into 1/8, and it has all the settings ready to go. This does not. You kind of have to look at the chart, or just know your metal, know your machine. Okay, so those are little things. Again, something that if you're not used to it, you got to kind of work your way into it. I am happy with the torch, with the MIG gun. I'm happy with that. It's not as robust as some of the other ones, but I think it's going to work out really good. If we don't like it, there's tons of other MIG guns out there to switch out with. But we plugged it in, we let the gas run through it for a minute, did 1 weld. Immediately I knew this machine was dialed in and doing a great job. The other thing I really like about this machine as well is it came with extra parts. There's extra tips, and there is an extra drive wheel for the MIG wire inside the drive. So there's a lot of things that's just fantastic about a welder like this. And again, I think we got this welder for $339, and then I had other to go with it. So for 340, 350 bucks, that's hard to beat for a dual voltage welder that right out of the box, you dial it in, you hit the gun, it welds. It does great. Yeah, the clamp, the ground clamp could be a bit more robust, but again, you can buy those. You can redo those if you want to. If that seems to be an issue, we'll change it out. It's no big deal. But this machine, I'm very, very pleased with it. This is going to be a great little rig. Well, that is a first pass, first review, first thoughts on not only the titanium MiG 170 welder, but the US General 1-drawer cart, tool cart. I think it's going to work out great as a mobile setup. This table that we're going to put on the top, we've got a really good plan for how to do some other modifications to the cart to make sure this is very user friendly, and we can store the things we want to on it to go to a weld to do, instead of just go find something, bring it over, throw it on the cart. We want to have everything we need to go on this cart. The drawer will certainly help. We've got some ideas for some magnets and hooks and a couple other things that are going to go on here, but I think this is going to work out great as a mobile welding cart. And it's a station. It's an entire self-contained unit where you're not just putting your welder on a cart and then taking it over to something else, like the titanium modular fixture table, welding table, which worked out great. This was fantastic. But this is going to be a self-contained unit. You can work on top of this, weld. Everything is going to be right here. We're going to have portable power on here for like a grinder or whatever. This is going to be great and on the cheap. I just looked at what we paid for all of this. We'll put some links down to what the current prices are. Current prices are elevated from when we bought both of these items. and we bought them on super coupons. So our goal was $500. We kept it under $500. And the reason why we did that is we paid very close attention to when we bought, what we bought. That's the end of it. So now, under $500, we're ready to go with a mobile welding station. I'm incredibly happy, and I think this is going to be a great piece in the shop. Thank you guys so very much. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.